I don't think so.
Okay.
I'll get down to brass tacks, and I don't mean this to be controversial. It's just true. This is the beginning of the end with the Lakers for LeBron. For the first time in his career, he is on the end of a contract, okay? So how is that end going to be? Is it going to be with some sort of really impressive playoff run alongside Luka next spring? Maybe. Is it going to be something that happens during this year? Maybe. That's what essentially I take from this statement. Now,
So recently, LeBron just opted in to his player option deal, which means he's now slated to make $52.6 million in the 2025 to 2026 season. Now, some people who are not paying close attention are assuming that this means that he's a lock to be a Laker next season. But that isn't exactly the case. You see, his agent Rich Paul recently released a statement, and it said specifically, LeBron wants to compete for a championship. He knows the Lakers are building for the future, he understands that, but he values a realistic chance at winning it all. We are very appreciative of the partnership we've had for 8 years with Jeanie and with Rob, and consider the Lakers a critical part of his career. We understand the difficulty of winning now while preparing for the future. We do want to evaluate what's best for LeBron at this stage in his life and career. He wants to make every season he has left count. And the Lakers understand that and are supportive and want what's best for him. Now listen, you don't say we want to evaluate what's best for LeBron's career if you're truly committed to playing for the team you just signed with. So it sounds like LeBron's camp is open to the idea of finishing his career elsewhere. And I think there's a real possibility that the Lakers management might be as well. In case you haven't heard, the Lakers have a new majority owner in Mark Walter, who purchased the team from Jeanie Buss. Now he just got his foot in the door and we don't know what Mark's motives are. But at the very least, there's a chance that he's looking to build for the future and focusing on building around his 26-year-old Luka Doncic instead of a twilight version of LeBron James. I have no idea if he's actually thinking this way, but it's at least a decent possibility. Now because LeBron opted in to his final year of his contract, a trade is going to be very difficult to execute for several reasons. Reason number one, LeBron will be entering his 23rd season and will reach 41 years old well before the All-Star break, while being one of the highest paid players in the entire league. Many organizations are not going to be willing to give up assets and make that kind of financial commitment for a 41-year-old player who probably only has 1 or 2 years left in his career. Reason number two, the new CBA has extremely harsh penalties for teams who exceed the salary cap. And any team who traded for LeBron would likely have to match his salary amount, which means a lot of players would have to be traded away in order to equal LeBron's $52 million value. Reason number three, LeBron James still has a no-trade clause in his contract, meaning there will be no trade involving LeBron unless he himself has approved it first. And of course, LeBron is going to have a very short list of teams that he'd be willing to accept a trade to. LeBron could even tell the Lakers that he will only accept a trade to one team specifically. So there's a lot of factors that are making a trade difficult to execute. But there could be an option that would make things easier and really open up the realm of possibilities. And that's a buyout. The new owner of the Lakers has a lot of money. He's the same guy who owns the defending champion Los Angeles Dodgers, which is currently paying Shohei Ohtani $700 million over 10 years. In the baseball community, the Dodgers have been critiqued as a team that simply buys championships. All this goes to say is that Mark Walter has a lot of money, and if there's one guy who could be willing to buy out LeBron for $52 million, it's probably the guy who's cutting the checks for the Dodgers. If he's that anxious to start building around Luka and embracing a new era by getting LeBron off the books, then he could certainly do it. Now, if that was the case, then theoretically, 29 other NBA teams could suddenly have an opportunity to get LeBron at a discount. But let's be real, That list is probably far shorter, as James likely already knows where he'd like to finish his career. Which begs the question, where specifically could LeBron want to finish his career? Well, out of the 29 teams, I only see 4 that could truly have some intrigue for LeBron. First is the New York Knicks. For many years at this point, LeBron has spoken about his love for New York and Madison Square Garden. Obviously, they are a team who's ready to compete for championships immediately. The only question here is whether or not the Knicks would want him, seeing that he has led them on and turned them down several times in the past. So I know at this point, a lot of Knicks fans are not really receptive to this idea. But if LeBron was bought out and suddenly became available at a discount, it'd be hard to see him turning it down. Second is the Golden State Warriors. We have to remember, before Steph Curry's injury, the Golden State Warriors were hot and were looking as if they were a dark horse candidate in the Western Conference. For the longest time, people have fantasized about Steph Curry and LeBron James being on the same team, and if it's going to happen, then it's going to happen soon, as LeBron driving to the lane and kicking out passes to the greatest shooter in NBA history would certainly make for an incredible 1-2 punch. Third is the Dallas Mavericks. Obviously, the Mavericks have been in the news a lot lately, as they just acquired the first overall pick in Cooper Flagg. But with that being said, they also have 2 star players there who LeBron James was once teammates with and has a pretty good relationship with, in Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving. Immediately, you would expect these superstar players to have tons of chemistry on the court, seeing that they've literally won championships together. If LeBron wanted to end his career with some championship familiarity, then this is certainly one way to do it. And last, but certainly not least, is the Cleveland Cavaliers, which does seem like the storybook ending. Not only would this allow LeBron to finish out his career in Cleveland, but he would also be joining a team that is deep and ready to compete immediately, just like when he joined them with a solid supporting cast in 2014. Personally, this is the outcome that I'm hoping for, but we'll just have to wait and see. Now, of course, there is a chance that the Lakers want to keep LeBron and end up bringing in a great center to appease him, which could then keep him happily with the Lakers as they contend. But that's going to be really hard for Rob Pelinka to pull off after James just opted in to a massive final year of his contract. We'll see how this all plays out. But let me know in the comments section below what you would like to see happen. Where should LeBron play basketball next season? I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching as always. Make sure to like and subscribe for more basketball content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.